And finally, a bizarre false alarm about a missile attack in Hawaii rekindled past fears about a nuclear attack on U.S. soil that had our country on edge during the Cold War.
Over the weekend, an employee of Hawaii's emergency management mistakenly sent an alert that a missile was incoming, worrying so many on the islands. The agency later corrected the mistake and apologized. Now others wondered where to go in such an event, which led 10 News reporter Michael Crow to take a look back at a product of the Cold War era, nuclear fallout shelters.
If you're of a certain age, you might remember this sign, the yellow and black indicator of a fallout shelter. At one point, there were several hundred across Knox County. The News Sentinel published a guide in 1969 outlining their locations. It asks, where would you go to save your life?
Back during the Cold War, there was a tremendous effort on the part of making the public aware and putting in fallout shelters.
Ray Smith is the retired historian for the Y-12 National Security Complex in Oak Ridge. He says because of its work with nuclear components, everyone understood it could be a target. And nationwide, stocking fallout shelters was a key part of preparing for an attack.
They all had food in them. Some of them had rock candy.
But in the years since, much of that was allowed to spoil. Take this report from the 10 News archives by reporter Steve Dean, when the federal government ordered cities to take the high-protein cracker stocks and throw them away.
So, America, if you never had the chance to eat a fallout shelter biscuit, we're going to try it right now. Sort of tastes like a stale graham cracker. Very stale.
Smith says the shelters gave a worried nation a sense of security. Many commercial buildings had them, and even some homeowners dug in.
But for the most part, it was something that went through the culture that said it was the thing to do.
But he believes the benefit may have been more psychological.
And I think it was more to give people something to do in the way of preparing themselves.
And that's the lesson he takes away from looking back at a unique time in American history.
I believe that same concept of getting people engaged is still valid. If you want a culture to support what you're doing, you have to figure out a way to have them have ownership of what we're doing.
And speaking of shelters, one of them is right here in the basement of 10 News. Some of our longtime employees remember this space being stocked with barrels of food from the Civil Defense Agency, as well as a bicycle that could be used to generate power. It's all empty now in its storage, but you know what does remain, guys? The big lead-lined door right here. From our basement, I'm Michael Crow. We'll send it back to you.
Good to know. Michael, thank you.